No, we're not. Wilson throws off balance, picked off at the 4-yard line.
Second down and about 9. The pass down the middle, it's caught and fumbled on the play by Hilliard. Recovered by Starks.
From dropped passes and fumbles to missed opportunities, there have been many NFL games that have been less than stellar and leaving fans feeling unsatisfied. Join us as we dive into the abyss of the gridiron and recount the agony of 10 of the worst games in NFL history, where each snap will forever live in football infamy. Number 10. Super Bowl 35, New York Giants 7 versus Baltimore Ravens 34 in 2001. There is a reasonable expectation that the game will be competitive and filled with offensive fireworks when the two best teams in the league meet to battle it out for the Lombardi Trophy in primetime at the Super Bowl. Sadly, that was not the case in 2001 when the Baltimore defense absolutely dominated the New York Giants, recording 4 sacks and 5 forced turnovers, resulting in all 16 of the Giants' possessions ending in punts or interceptions. This Super Bowl made history for all the wrong reasons, as the Ravens' 34-7 victory became the 7th largest margin of victory in a Super Bowl, and the Giants became the first team since the Bengals in 1988 not to score an offensive touchdown in a Super Bowl. Number 9. The Battle of the Inept, Cleveland Browns 6 versus Buffalo Bills 3, 2009, often dubbed the worst NFL game of the past 20 years.
Pressure, throws it, caught by Lynch at the 45, at midfield, inside Cleveland territory at the 35, and Marshawn.
The Week 5 matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the Buffalo Bills in 2009 was nothing shy of brutal. In a game full of turnovers and missed opportunities, the Browns and the Bills played to a 6-3 score, with Cleveland securing the win thanks to punter Dave Zastudil and a fumble by Buffalo's Roscoe Parrish, leaving fans shaking their heads. Number 8. The tie, Cincinnati Bengals 13 versus Philadelphia Eagles 13, 2008.
Bengals just get the snap away. Fitzpatrick, the Husmanzada. Bengals first down.
A rare 13-13 tie had fans feeling confused and disappointed, as neither team could secure a win even in overtime. The quality of play in this 4-hour nightmare was unspeakably bad, as there were almost as many punts, 21, as there were points in this game. Lacking a conclusive outcome, this game is arguably one of the worst games of the decade and possibly one of the worst games of all time. Number 7. Streaming Snoozefest, Indianapolis Colts 12 versus Denver Broncos 9, 2022.
Wilson throws off balance, picked off at the 4-yard line.
In a game described by Colts quarterback Matt Ryan as a slog of a game, the Colts pulled off the overtime win against Russell Wilson and the Broncos in a primetime game plagued by injuries. The game, which saw most Broncos fans heading towards the exits in disgust before the game was even over, featured 7 field goals, a dozen punts, 10 sacks, 4 interceptions, 6 fumbles, though none of them were lost, and a combined 0 and 6 in the red zone, with neither team able to score a touchdown. The Indianapolis field goal in overtime was the perfect ending to an imperfect game. Number 6. Monday night. Mud Bowl, Miami Dolphins 0 versus Pittsburgh Steelers 3, 2007. Picture this: Dolphins flipping and Steelers wading through the aquatic gridiron.
And Ben gets out of the way, intercepted, and who else but Joey Porter?
The torrential downpours and disastrous field conditions led to the Monday Night Mud Bowl becoming one of the lowest scoring games of all time. This version of a deep-sea tango ended with the Steelers wading away victorious with a 3-0 win after Jeff Reed booted one through the uprights from 24 yards out and 17 seconds left in the game. Number 5. AFC Divisional Playoffs, Cleveland Browns 14 versus Miami Dolphins 20, 1972. The Dolphins came into the AFC Divisional game against the Browns with arguably the best offense in the National Football League, having gone 14-0 in the regular season, remaining mostly stagnant through the first half of the game. The Browns took a 14-13 lead in the fourth quarter, but the unbeaten Dolphins rallied in the final minutes of the game to win 20-14 in a game that saw 5 interceptions and just 15 completions. Number 4. The long game, Buffalo Bills 0 versus Green Bay Packers 10, 2002. A game with almost as many turnovers as points is pretty much guaranteed a spot on the list. After interceptions ended the first drive for both teams, it's fair to say that fans knew they were in for a long game. Both quarterbacks were picked off twice, but Brett Favre eventually connected with Donald Driver for the only touchdown of the game. The 10-0 Packers win was tough enough to watch from home, But the fans who braved the December weather at Lambeau to watch this game in person deserve a medal. Number 3, Sunday night tie Seattle Seahawks 12 versus Arizona Cardinals 12, 2016. A tie game in overtime on primetime Sunday night football and two teams who just did not want to win.
Get it off. Connor sees pressure going far side of the field. Great adjustment by Johnson.
After both teams missed game-winning field goals in overtime, this game ended as a 12-point tie. Carson Palmer and Russell Wilson threw for a combined 525 yards, but neither quarterback could lead their team to the end zone. There were no turnovers in the game, and despite 16 penalties, neither team could prevail in a game that left much to be desired. Number 2, Super Bowl 51, New England Patriots 34 versus Atlanta Falcons 28, 2017.
Here's Edelman broken up, and the pass is Brady down the gut. Pass is caught. Julian Edelman.
The 28-3 was historic for many reasons, none of which the Atlanta Falcons and their fans care to remember. Super Bowl 51 saw the New England Patriots trailing the Falcons 28-3 midway through the third quarter, before Tom Brady led the Patriots to score 25 consecutive points, tying the game in the final seconds of regulation and forcing Super Bowl 51 into overtime. Brady and the Patriots ultimately won Super Bowl 51, shattering records along the way.
Well, I got the greatest coach in the NFL. Might as well have the greatest quarterback, Tom Brady.
Not only did Super Bowl 51 feature the largest comeback in Super Bowl history, but Super Bowl 51 was also the first Super Bowl ever to be decided in overtime. Over 30 team and individual Super Bowl records were broken or matched, including Brady's 4th Super Bowl MVP. Number 1, a whole lot of nothing New York Giants 0 versus Detroit Lions 0, 1943. You simply cannot have a list of the worst games in NFL history without mentioning the 0-0 tie in 1943. Sure, the lowest scoring game in NFL history came during World War II, but really, 214 total yards of offense and nobody could score. Even though the NFL delivers memorable moments and intense competition consistently, not every game can meet the high expectations of football fans. The 10 games discussed today represent how much drama, excitement, and overall quality of play mean to the fans. Despite the shortcomings, the National Football League continues to captivate audiences with its dynamic and unpredictable nature. So, did we miss anything on our list? Make sure to let us know in the comments below. And support our channel by hitting that subscribe button so you can also be updated on our latest content. Thanks.